Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today, you can check her out going against T'Bella Madisyn, LFC Booty Camp 3D, Miss Bella Rockafella.
Hey.
Bella, congratulations and hello.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
You're very welcome. First and foremost, you went through a lot of great competition from Robin Takazawa, Janie Kiss, Jocelyn Navarro. I'm talking about Angela Marie, and here you are. You won.
I can't believe it. I'm still in shock about it. Like, I have 750 fans on Instagram. That's nothing, compared to these women who have like 30,000, 75,000. I'm like a small fish here. I'm in shock that I won. I couldn't be more happy about it. I am so thankful to everyone who voted for me, and I can't wait to see you guys in the ring. I'm so excited.
I look at it from a stance too. Now, LFC Madness was such a huge success. Now, the two that you went through, such as Jocelyn Navarro, amazing talent on the independent scene for professional wrestling. Same with Angela Marie and Robin Takazawa, like I mentioned, and also Janie Kiss. You have the modeler and wrestler perspective on all different sides and people from so many different outlooks and endeavors and facets of life. For you, I think what's very great about you is we've seen your social media follow. You're very engaging. So I got to say, a lot of people gravitated towards you, Bella.
Yeah, what can I say? This is all new to me. And I'm just so happy I can be a part of it. So, thanks again to everybody who voted for me.
Now, what I'd love to ask you is what I love about everybody that gets involved with LFC, that is Lingerie Fighting Championships. We have the prospects, we have the madness, these tournaments to, get new people involved with LFC. What really gravitated you towards the LFC front? Because like I said, perfect fit, you like a hand in glove. What really gravitated you towards LFC, Bella?
What happened was I did a mud wrestling match with Bella Inc. And that's with the Glam Wrestling. We're on episode 9. And she said to me, she's like, Bella, you would be an amazing fit for the LFC. And at first I was like, what's LFC? I don't know anything about it, And as soon as I started researching it, I was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely something for me, something I would love to be a part of. And since, she recommended me to try out, I said, why not? Might as well. Go ahead.
And that's the thing about life. It's all about taking chances. And first and foremost, another great Bella and Bella Inc. Probably one of the toughest fighters. I mean, if you saw last year with Sturgis, this woman gave birth, and weeks later, she's competing at Sturgis. How amazing.
She's incredible. She is so incredible. I mean, her body is incredible. Like, her personality is wonderful. So I'm excited to get to work with her in the future. I hope that we can have another Bella versus Bella match, since there's so many Bellas, it's like, all right, we might as well have like a triple team Bella or something like that. I don't know.
Hey, what we need to do is do like a triple threat match. Bella Inc., T'Bella, and Bella Rockafella right there.
Yeah, it would be pretty crazy.
What's great is the final. It's LFC Booty Camp 3D. I got to say, first and foremost, it's beauty in 3 dimensions, that being the 3D. And who doesn't love some great 3D action? T'Bella Madisyn is another one, going through Dominic David Fabiano. We're talking about Angelica Ko, who is amazing from the modeling standpoint in Italy. She makes it against you. And what a great talent is T'Bella Madisyn. Another beauty. People really gravitated towards her as well.
Well, exactly. She's so interactive on social media. Like, I constantly see her posting, and she really knows what she's doing as far as that goes. I have only been in this for about a year. I took a hiatus for about 5 years from modeling, from everything, and I'm starting all over again from scratch. So it's been a little less than a year. That's why my membership count is so low. My fan count is so low, because I'm literally starting all over again. And I am actually in a way better position than I was when I left. I used to really just do like pinup modeling, like vintage cars, hot rods, motorcycles, vintage clothing style stuff. And I've kind of grown out of that now, and I'm expanding my horizons. So, here I am.
I look at it from a stance, like you talk about a year. When it comes to sports, there's a lot of people that go on the rise even after a year. You know what I'm saying? So I think for you, It's just the grind of getting back to where you need to be. I think that's very admirable. That's very courageous of you because, again, everybody has that positive assurance, positivity about them. And you always are staying in your lane. And I got to respect that about you.
Well, thanks. It's also motivating to me because I've been taking MMA classes, I've been taking kickboxing, I've been taking jujitsu, and knowing now that I actually am going to be fighting against people, I'm training even harder, and I'm going to be strong, and I'm just going to really, nail this. And I know, T'Bella, she really talks a good talk, and I know she seems pretty fit and everything. I don't know what kind of fighting training she has, and it's one thing to talk the talk, it's another thing to walk the walk. And I don't do as much talking and as much as, hey, I'm so macho type things. I'm more like the proof is in the pudding, and like you'll see when we fight, you'll definitely be able to see who has more training from that, I guess.
You see, it's one of those things where they say it's always the quiet ones, and number two, say less. Less is more, right?
So right. You're so very right. I just like to sit back. I watch. If somebody's gonna come at me, of course I'll respond. But we'll see.
I could appreciate that because what a lot of people don't realize is because a lot of people, it's amazing how people's perceptions of you are when you're like quiet and it's just like, oh, they may have a toot about it. It's like, no, I'm very observant, but when the time is right to strike, boom, here you go.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, what, how everybody, T'Bella is the rebel princess. I'm like, all right, I'm Bella Rockafella, right? Because who doesn't want to be pretty and rich, right? I got that, but like, I need a little fighting name in there. I was thinking like, should I be the Mantis? Like you think I'm gonna, we're gonna get it on, but really I'm gonna bite your head off. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out like what my, fight name should be.
Well, we've never had a Mantis, so that would be the first for LFC. We've never had a Mantis, so that kind of fits. I like that. I also look at it from a stance too with you. First and foremost, the Rockafella name, dare I say, Rockafella, to quote Jay-Z, H to the Izzo, hello. So there's a lot of stuff in your name that really sells and is very marketable. So I love the Rockafella because again, pretty and rich, champagne wishes, caviar dreams, to quote Robin Leach. Yes,
right. Come on, bring it on. I got the pretty part going on. I just, bring me that money, baby.
of course. And I will say this, Bella, as I see you right here and right now, you got the ink about you too, like the very ink magazine type of pinup model, like you were saying. The tattoos is always very gravitating because it's art and the body is a canvas,
Thanks. Yeah, I was actually a tattoo artist for about 13 years. So that is why I have so many. And I still love the art. It's been a long time since I've been tattooed and since I have actually tattooed anyone. So, but yeah, I love them. Absolutely. And I still want more.
Hey, as someone who, I'll be honest with you, two of my pieces that are on my arms are of dedication to my grandfather and a lot of stuff that really is meaningful. So I got to say, like you mentioned, it's very addicting. I mean, if we've seen shows like Ink Master and Tattoo Nightmares, which has the comical but yet serious side about it, I mean, you can't really go wrong, right?
That's the thing is like I was a tattoo artist for, like I said, about 13 years working in the industry. And I moved out to California and I found this Craigslist ad when Craigslist was about getting jobs and not the creepiness that it is now. And I ended up becoming a television producer for a tattoo competition show. So like you mentioned, Ink Masters, I was actually a consulting producer for the female version of that show, Best Ink, which didn't get really picked up. Ink Masters took off. They really, really, really like stole the stage. But I ended up being a producer for television after that. That's why I haven't tattooed for so long.
I got to say, first and foremost, from the endeavor side of things, tattoo artist, producing television, model, LFC fighter, that's a Jack/Jill of all trades. You're kind of like a Renaissance woman. My goodness.
I am. That's the thing. I got to stay busy and you can't just focus on one thing. I mean, I can when I'm focused, but it's good to have enough things under my belt or your belt or anyone's belt to go anywhere, do anything, and be unstoppable. So, yeah.
I always looked at it from a stance too. Like, what's interesting about people in general is from the preferences. Like you said, you have to be multifaceted, and that's what I love. Because a lot of people, when it comes to like professional wrestling fans, right? There's a lot of wrestlers that'll dabble into music and acting and stuff, and there's some people like, why don't you just stick to wrestling? It's like, no, I can explore different avenues, and it leads to great. Look at John Cena. Look at The Rock. They're polarizing in the field right now.
Yeah, I actually got offered to play a vampire in a Netflix miniseries. So I mean, that's all because of the LFC. To be honest with you, I was approached by a producer, and hopefully it'll go through. Hopefully, I'll get my little spot in the sunshine going instead of being behind the camera, being in front of it, which I absolutely adore as well. So.
Well, first and foremost, what a great role to play being the vampire, as we've seen with so many movies like Interview with the Vampire, the Underworld series. We'll be here all day. So I think I look forward to seeing you as the vampire role. Hopefully,
me too. It's going to be great.
I also can add a little Lost Boys reference there because you can't go wrong with some Lost Boys. Cry Little Sister, huh? Yeah?
Well, no. I mean, what can I say? I don't really have the teeth for it yet, but I guess they'll grow in time.
Hey. I'm sure they will as well. But like I said, I really hope you do get that part.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, from the LFC side of things, we have a lot of different art forms, from jiu-jitsu to wrestling to MMA, what have you. Now, I know you said that you've been taking MMA classes. T'Bella has been doing her thing in Florida with Pro Wrestling 2.0, a great wrestling school out there. For you, the MMA side of things, man, well, we've seen from women from Ronda Rousey to Paige Van Zandt to so many people in the MMA world. It's amazing to see the women taking over and just killing it in all sports and combative natures.
I love MMA. You know, it's a combination of jiu-jitsu, of kickboxing, of boxing, and it's just so fun to like take people down, use your elbows, use your knees, like really get in there, as opposed to just regular boxing. Boxing to me is just so rigid, and I like the fluidity of the MMA, and it's really taken my heart. So.
Look at it from a stance too, and I love your words of fluidity, because that's what it is. I mean, when it comes to MMA and the overall art form, I will say, like you so eloquently put it there, you're like Ludacris. You drop bows on them with that Southern hospitality. You throw it in bows. So that's the overall art form, and that's what I love about it. It's like chess. You know what I'm saying? Where you're going to place your next move, right?
Absolutely, and it's really fun to throw people around. What can I say?
Hey, I look at it from a stance too. When we look from movie standpoint, I will say this: a lot of women have been in abusive relationships. A lot of them want to be like that Jennifer Lopez and Enough, when she's just kicking ass and taking names. So we've seen it in popular culture as well.
Well, that's kind of what, like, almost what spurred me onto this whole track is I was in an abusive relationship, and not knowing how to defend myself is one reason why I decided to start taking martial arts, because I never wanted to be in that position again. So I hope that other women will also like follow my lead and start, leaving their abusive relationships and getting themselves some defense lessons, because it's important for everyone, I believe, every woman especially, because you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes, it's all sunshine and rainbows, and then you turn the corner and it's a volcano, Yep. So yeah, I mean, that was my initial push into fighting, and I'm really happy that I'm learning, and I am where I am now.
First and foremost, again, you're coming back strong and doing your thing. And again, much respect to you on that front. But my goodness gracious, I think that's an inspiration for a lot of women. And same with just abusive relationships and just sports in general. Women have always been, again, the sex appeal is great. And it's great to have that beautiful imagery from the overall standpoint, internally and externally. But it's like, let's not demote the fact that we have a lot of talented women here. And like I said, getting them the chance to shine. But it's like, God dang, man, we got a lot of talented women. Just don't focus on the sex appeal. Let's go over here and actually let them showcase their talents, right?
Right. That's it. I am pretty sexy, but, I'm an extremely talented woman. And there's so much more behind this than just this, And I'm happy that I'm able to show it. And I'm, out in the open about everything that happened. And I'm strong. I'm getting stronger every day, and I hope that other women who have been in my situation are also taking getting the help they need, and also like getting stronger, because it's not okay. Yeah.
I mean, I look at it from an empowering standpoint. I think from a stance too, like again, as a man who was raised by two great women, and my mother and my grandmother, would never go into that path that a lot of men unfortunately see themselves with abusive relationships towards women. And I look at it from a stance too, very cowardice and just not cool on all fronts. So I see women like yourself, and it makes me smile. So again, got to give you love and respect on that front, from getting yourself
Thank
out of a
you.
bad situation, getting yourself into a great situation where you're here now, and you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. It was hard, but here I am, the other side of that other side of the volcano, everything is fucking beautiful. Oops, can I say that?
Yes, you can. You're right. You're okay.
Everything's really good right now, and I couldn't be in a better place in my life. So,
Well,
yeah.
that's how you have to do it. I mean, a lot of people have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, and a lot of people don't realize like the positivity, because the journey is worth it. You know what I'm saying? The journey is really, really worth it. And like I said, you're living proof of that. And I look at it from a stance too. Here you are. It's LFC. You're going into 3D, the booty camp 3D with T'Bella Madisyn. And LFC on its own right is really soaring. We got the 3 Nights of Sturgis, which I'm sure you're very excited to see. A lot of beautiful women on motorcycles coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't wait to see these fights. I mean, the girls that are going to be fighting are so strong, so beautiful, so empowered, and gosh, I just can't wait to see who wins, because then I know who I'll be going up against.
Look at it from a stance too as well. What I've always loved the comparison here, and this is also tying to LFC. So Lauren the Animal Fogel, who's been an integral part of LFC, beautiful. I know.
Is so hardcore. I follow her. I'm a fan. Her legs are like so solid and amazing. And her character, her personality that you see from her Instagram posts, so funny, so goofy. Definitely like the type of person I would like to be friends with. Hopefully we can be friends, Lauren. Hi, hearts. I'm Bella.
Well, when we have teams now from the blue team, the pink team to the black team, it's going to be great to see you two together or one-on-one against each other. I mean, you have Lauren the Animal Fogel, who's an LFL All-Star coming from the Lingerie Football League world. I mean, Ty Emery from Australia doing her thing, coming into LFC as well. So, I mean, the LFL and LFC tie-ins are great because, again, LFL was I'm going to play some football and I'm also going to kick ass and look sexy at the same time.
Exactly. I love that too. I mean, these are all just like amazingly beautiful women, empowered in their lingerie. Yeah, we're freaking sexy, but you know what? We're also strong. So don't fuck with us. It's amazing.
I look at it from a stance too, like you were talking about the mud wrestling side of things. And here's what's cool about that too, because I mean, a lot of people kind of like, people say what they say, and everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. We'll say that here. But the thing that's cool about it too is like in wrestling, we've seen women's erotic wrestling. I mean, for me, that's just like people will be like, meh. But I'm like, if you actually broaden your horizons and think about it, sex appeal goes a long way with any venture. And as the old term goes, sex sells. I mean, it's a little twist. We're flipping the script, if you will, on the sport.
It does. I mean, at like regular wrestling sells, but those girls are also super sexy. I mean, their outfits are little tight, little with all the attitude. I mean, we're just taking it a little notch up, a little less clothing, the same amount of intensity, the same amount of strength behind us, just a little less clothing.
I mean, hey, I look at it from a stance too. Like that's really what makes it gold. You know what I'm saying? From the lingerie standpoint and in general. Now, I will say this about you from the modeling side of things, Miss Pinup Model. I got to say, I've seen a lot of your image, beautiful imagery as always, Miss Bella.
Thank you.
So you're very welcome. So I look at it from a stance too, like the modeling aspect. Modeling is amazing because, again, as a kid, I grew up with the Tyra Bankses, the Naomi Campbells, the In the Closet video, Michael Jackson, Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model, on all that with Kel Mitchell and Good Burger. I look at it from a stance too, from that side, the plus size modeling with Ashley Graham. The modeling world is absolutely amazing to see beautiful women of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I'm loving it now because, all right, so when I was about 13, I did a modeling school. And it was modeling, etiquette, whatever. And then they called my mother when I was about 16, and they said to her, "Has she grown?" And I'm about 5'5", so no, I hadn't grown. But back then, like you say, 5'9" was the standard. So nowadays, that you can be shorter, you can be 5 foot. You could be in a wheelchair. You can just, and anybody, any shape, as long as you have the confidence behind you, can be a model nowadays. And I am absolutely loving it because being 5'5", I've been getting jobs. So, it's really opened, and being tattooed as well, because, like that used to be a big stigma as well. Like, no tattoos, you got to be 5'9", you got to be 110 pounds and 5'9", all of these stigmas have just gone out the window, and any body shape, size can be represented in the modeling world. And it's wonderful because that's reality. Those are people. The majority of people are not 5'9" and 110 pounds. No offense to those who are. You're beautiful. Everybody's beautiful, But it's great that like the underdog is getting a chance now.
See, we talk about standards here, and you're right. That's how it used to be. It used to be very taboo, like, oh my God, tattoos. It's like, if you look at through from a stance, to put it bluntly, it's like, who the fuck cares? You know what I'm saying? So as we grow into like the evolution of what we've seen in modeling in general, like look at the bodybuilding world. If you are a woman and you have like muscles and you work out and you're fit, people will be like, oh, that's mannish, which is a term that I hate. And I'm just like, it's just a beautiful woman with muscles. Who cares? Yeah. That's how you have to view it. You know what I'm saying? But then there's some ignorant people out there, and that's a whole nother can of worms. But it's just like, we're in a world where it's accepting now. Just everybody do what they do and love what you do, and just be united, not divided,
Right, absolutely. And like fitness modeling, it's something I'd also like to get into eventually. I'm working on my muscles. I mean, I'm taking like 2 hours of martial arts training a day and then an hour at the gym. So I should be there in no time. But fitness modeling is also something I'd really like to get into. My brother is actually not a fitness model, but he just won his first bodybuilding championship. And he owns a CrossFit gym here in Nebraska. And it runs in the family. We've got really good genes for bodybuilding, thanks to my mom. So, so I hope to be up there as well as competing in some bodybuilding contests soon.
I hope so. And first and foremost, congratulations to your brother. I've always respected the art form and the discipline that goes into bodybuilding that a lot of people really don't get a chance to see. And that's also something that really encompasses Lingerie Fighting Championship, the fitness side of things, because these girls are always doing their thing, from classes, from just, working out in the gym, from MMA classes, wrestling classes. The grind never stops.
No, it really doesn't. I'm literally 5 days a week training, sometimes 6. If I can, it's intense, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. I feel good. I'm healthy. I have so much energy, and it's experiencing a healthy and full life in its best possible way. So, yeah.
And then you go, like you mentioned, just going back to the height thing for a second, from 5'5" and the standard being 5'9", we have so many, I'm going to put it as the goddess standpoint, the Amazon goddess, the giant goddesses, from 6 foot going forward. The height requirement is just like, because there's a lot of beautiful 6 foot women killing it in the game right now.
Oh, I know. I actually have a very good friend here who is in that category. And she's like, I really want to model. And I said, there's a niche for you, babe. This Amazon woman, you are it. You really should be exploring that, because it's amazing. Also, like the lift and carry, I can do that. I can do that with a man who's around 150 to 170 pounds, but like anything over that, it's just too short, So
that's the thing that's also amazing too when it comes to fetish modeling and just in general. Like you mentioned, the lift and carry. It's amazing to see one's mind and the uniqueness and the preferences that men have. And I got to say, the lift and carry is a big deal, because who does not want to be lifted by a beautiful woman with such strength and class and elegance, man? It's something that's really, like you said, niche, but yeah, there's a lot of people that are into it.
Absolutely. I'm finding more and more niche fetishes the further I'm in this industry. Actually tomorrow I'm going to be heading down to Arkansas to work with Fred 588. He does quicksand fetishes. So it's like, help me, I'm drowning in quicksand. Oh no, I'm dead. But there's a niche for everything out there. And this is a really fun one, actually. I kind of enjoy it.
Hey, I look at it from a stance too. Like a lot of people, like again, have their criticism of that's a little weird, but I'm like, have you actually explored your horizons to see what you're into? Like, there's foot fetishes, there's this and that, there's the dominatrix style things. I mean, sometimes it's like you can never know what you're into. You know, I'll be honest with you. Exactly. To equate it, don't mean to cut you off, but to equate it to something, it's like with sex. Like you never know what you like to do in sex. To put it like that, it's the truth.
Until you've done it, you just don't know. You know, you don't know what's out there either until it comes across your path. Like maybe you have a quicksand fetish and you just don't know it because you've never seen it before. You know, I had no idea I would enjoy swimming in mud, but I love it.
Hey, again, from the stance with mud wrestling and just in general, that is such a popular field, whether it be like cat fighting or just in general. Like, again, like you've seen that. And I'll be honest, as a kid in high school, I remember my senior year, it was always like girls coming out of the bathroom. Here's a cat fight. Like you can't miss it from a high school standpoint of just fighting, but then you actually take it into a profession and girls from their past experience, boom, here you go. You never know how aggressive you could be and what you like it to use it from an art form standpoint, right?
Absolutely. You know, I was in a lot of fights in high school, and I never realized that I would be doing this professionally. I enjoyed it then, don't get me wrong. I did. But I like it now even more because I'm training for it. And, you know, there's just this whole culture behind it. And I'm so excited to be a part of the LFC. I am so happy that I got voted in. And especially because I have only like 750 fans. Like, all right, I'm in. It's great.
And first and foremost, I'm just going to add with your fights in high school. It's okay. You could say you like to scrap. I see you like to scrap. Get your hands dirty. Maybe scratch with the claws with the nails. I see you, Bella. I see.
Yeah. I mean, normally they fall off. So better just have a good nail artist.
So I have to ask you now, because I got to say, with Lingerie Fighting Championship, not just the fight, there's the grandiose entrances, and then there's the attire. So I got to say, what do you think about lingerie? What do you think about wearing there, Bella?
Oh my gosh. I'm a string bikini model. Like I love being naked. So, you know, like having to wear a little something else is not bad. You know what I mean? I really love lingerie as well. I work for this company called Sling It Bikinis, and they just make the little teeniest, tiniest little string bikinis that's literally a string going from here all the way back, you know? And I have no problem being semi-nude and fighting like that. I think it's wonderful. I think it's freeing, actually. So I'm kind of working on like what, you know, I made a song to walk out to as well. So, you know, I'm a singer and music producer. So I made my own walkout song, and I'm kind of like feeling a little bit of like the $1 Million Man. Like I'd like to get some money and like shove it down some girls' throats and stuff, you know, come out with like the dollar gun, like have it just rain dollar bills on me or something. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but you know, this is what keeps me up at night.
Hey, if everybody can have a price for the $1 Million Man, everybody can have a price for some Bella Rockafella. So there you go.
Absolutely. You know.
I'm just saying, you're the female $1 Million Man. Would Ted DiBiase would shove that money in your mouth? Like, come on, who doesn't love it?
You know what? He's from Omaha. I'm from Omaha. I just feel like, yes, this needs to happen. You know.
I gotta ask, are you gonna steal his trademark laugh? That everybody's got a price.
Not quite, but I will come up with something just as good. And you know, but it'll just be like the Bella Rockafella laugh. You know.
There you go.
Yeah.
But no, that's a great influence too, because if you think of the top heels in professional wrestling, everybody so underrated is the $1 Million Man, including his son, Ted DiBiase Jr.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But like characters that you will never forget. So memorable and so important to wrestling history. You know, It's just amazing. It's yeah, great.
Absolutely. And I look at it from a stance too. What's cool about LFC and getting involved and going through different avenues like the LFC Madness, it's kind of like what wrestling and to pertain it to girls nowadays. Like if you're not a fan of professional wrestling, like you see the Bella twins, right? And you have no idea who they are. You could just watch Total Bellas. You could watch Total Divas and they go, oh, this is what I'm interested in. So reality television, and there's a lot of different ways to get into avenues and to set sport and to learn from it, you know?
It's really funny you mentioned that show because that was actually a show I worked on. I worked on Total Divas, and that was my first behind the scenes wrestling experience, which really got me like, oh my God, I want to do this. I really want to do this, you know? So that was, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago that I worked on that show. But I love the Bella twins. I love the WWE, and I loved everything about it. And I am so excited to be in the LFC and actually doing it. So, you know, dreams, they do come true. You just have to work hard for them. But, you know, you can make your dreams a reality just like that. Before you know it, there they are.
Agreed wholeheartedly. And by the way, first and foremost, now you're putting that remembrance in back of my head because I cannot believe, because now I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, Total Divas was like 2013, 2014, which introduced, I know. And now we have Eva Marie, who was a product of that now back in the WWE. Beautiful woman, gets a lot of crap for her wrestling ability, but was such a beautiful woman.
Gorgeous women. All of them are so beautiful. Yeah. And it's amazing that they can keep their face and just be so hardcore, you know?
Exactly. And I look at it from a stance with you. I just have to go back to the string bikini for a second. So the image I have in my head, you're like those girls on MTV Spring Break who used to come out in Cancun while like Eminem and NSYNC were performing. Those girls just walking around, hyping up the crowd. That's the image I have with the string.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to need my own hype girls, though, I think. I'm going to have to get some, like, girls in string bikinis hyping me up, you know?
And I look at it from the music artist standpoint. First and foremost, doing your own songs and being creative from the music standpoint is awesome. So I have to ask you from your playlist side of things. Me, myself, I'm very eclectic. I love all music. It's an art form. What's currently on your playlist, Ms. Bella Rockafella?
Ooh, okay. So I've been listening to a lot of Shy Girl, Cobra, Arca 2000. These are all like semi-industrial, hardcore punk, EDM. It's they're all fusions of like everything that I love. Like I am also very eclectic with my playlist. I am classically trained in opera and jazz. So like obviously I love those types of music as well, but like the music that's coming out nowadays, how it's just so crazy and eclectic, industrial, punk, like it's a conglomeration of everything all at once. And yeah, that's what's on my playlist right now. It's some really weird stuff, but it's really fun.
I get it because it's funny because I remember my mom, I had my playlist going because like one song could be like the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy from the Andrews Sisters from like the 40s, right? Yeah. And then it'll just go to like Tony from the 90s. And she's like, well, that's a weird mix. I'm like, but hey, it's the evolution of music. You go from the 40s to the 90s to the 2000s. Yeah.
Sorry, you can't just love one genre. I mean, you can, but I can't.
I get it. Like my buddy is like really big into like the new waves in the 80s. And again, great music, but it's like, dude, I can't just listen to new wave 24/7. You got to move a little more. You know what I'm saying,
yeah,
brother?
Right? New wave shoegaze, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. You know, like, you got to mix it up for sure.
I mean, you're talking about like industrial rock and opera and like hard rock. Like you could be into screamo and like you said, jazz, and it could be like back boogie, set up, jump the boogie, and you're snapping your fingers, you're tapping your toes. Like who can't go wrong with that, right?
And I mean, you could even do like a screamo version of that song if you wanted to. You can mix it all together, and that's the beauty today of the music today. It's like, what's that guy's name? He does covers. He's in Dick something, Richard G.
I know you're talking. Yeah, there you go. That's who you're talking about. Yep, exactly. And you have people like Violet Orlandi who's killing it and doing her own covers. She's a beautiful girl doing amazing work. And that's the thing. You can mix a lot of stuff into it. I mean, back in the day, we had Punk Goes Pop where you had like A Day to Remember singing Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. So, I mean, it happens.
Yeah, yeah. And it is really funny too when that happens too, because like you see all these crazy hardcore guys in like with mohawks and stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like singing Britney Spears, "Oops, I Did It Again," or
Well, it's like when Bowling for Soup started singing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" and Freaky
Yes.
Friday.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so fun.
I mean, one other example I can put to that, it's like Korn, right? Like Freak on a Leash Korn, like Falling Away From Me Korn. Here they are singing Word Up by Cameo, right? Like, come on.
Well, even like when Johnny Cash, when he did Hurt, like Johnny Cash is country, Nine Inch Nails is industrial rock, like, but he did such a beautiful cover of that song. So, let's mix it up a little bit more and get funky.
Hey, if Marilyn Manson can sing Tainted Love by Soft Cell as well.
Also, amazing cover. Also, an amazing cover. Yeah.
No, he did a lot of those, man. He did Judas Priest, Personal Jesus, Reach Out and Touch Faith. Yep.
There you go. And like it's crazy too because that was a hit. Not only was it a hit when it came out, but he made it a hit again. So you got a good song when it can be covered multiple times and still be one of, like, I'm sure it made it to top 10 or at least top 100 at some point.
It's like nowadays, like G-Eazy and Chris Brown and Mark Morrison. You heard that Return of the Mac in the beginning of the song. Like, that song is going to be sampled for the test of time,
Forever. Yeah, classic.
And what's interesting about like that is like when Chucky Booker came out with Games, that song back in the day, that's actually what Mark Morrison originally sampled a little bit from. If you remember the song Games by Chucky Booker.
I can't say I mean, I'm sure if I heard it, I would. Especially the riff you're talking about, because it has been sampled so many times. But off the top of my head, it's not ringing a bell.
Okay, I'll send it to you after this show because it has that like Return of the Mac does. You'll hear.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, a Return of the Mac obviously is well known, and then that's what's funny too is like a lot of these covers, a lot of younger people don't even know the original song, so to them it's all new, and like to us old folks, no offense.
Hey, none taken. I look at it from a stance too. You also have to look at it from the perspective. It's like what's old is new again because this new generation is learning about what we grew up with.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, it's really crazy to think about like the 90s being called vintage. I mean,
And I make that face because it's just like the 90s was like not too long ago for us. Like, I mean, for instance, like I was looking at stuff like this from the pop genre, like when NSYNC put out No Strings Attached, like that album's already 21 years old. And it's like, where did the time go? It's like Bye 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 was just yesterday, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what we said to 1999, just not that long ago, right? Bye, bye, bye.
Right. But hey, I mean, it gets, look at the like influx of TikTok, right? Like you see like TikTok dances, like you'll see some of the stuff that's included there. I mean, TikTok has kind of revived a lot of stuff social media wise too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a really big TikToker. I'm still working on my whole social media angle. I'm probably one of the worst at it. And if anybody can help me with that, I'm taking applications. So, and I would like to really get into the TikTok stuff. It looks like it's fun. Do you do many TikTok videos?
I've done a couple that are like really inspirational stuff, like positivity, or I'll put a lot of these shows on there. I mean, you could use it for create a lot of avenues. I know a lot of people do the dance stuff. I mean, you put on some Blueberry Faygo.
Yeah.
Here we, yep, that.
I don't even know how to get something.
It's stuff like that, like but it's look at it from when Vine used to be a thing. It's like Vine but turned up, to put it to the best description.
Exactly. Maybe once I come out, my song will get on there too. It's a great song. It's about money. Go figure. Rockafella. We want that dough. So we'll see if we can get a dance going to it. Put it on TikTok.
Hey, to quote the Notorious B and Jay-Z, you love the dough. Take it back to life after death. That is absolutely.
Gotta love it. Yeah. Yep. Makes the world go round.
Yep. You could also be like Tupac, ask him, how do you want it? All eyes on you. Bella Rockafella, hello.
How do you want it?
Yep.
Yeah.
On the track, yep. So, Bella, before we close this out, please promote the social medias. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on today.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much, fans of the LFC. It's great to be here.
All right. Now, for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, please promote the socials. Twitter, Instagram, everybody can follow you.
Instagram, it's Bella, Bella _ Rockafella, ROCKAFELLA _ right? That's Instagram. And on Twitter, it's Bella Rockafella. With instead of the A, it's a 4.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a little working on it.
Well, I will put the links to the description on the SoundCloud and from the audio platforms, and same with my YouTube. So everybody, please go give Bella Rockafella a follow on both the Instagram and Twitter fronts. You're also doing the thing on OnlyFans, man. I've seen your OnlyFans as well. Killing it on the OnlyFans.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a side hustle. Every day it's a side hustle. So also you can join me on my OnlyFans, / Bella Rockafella. You get to see little uncensored videos and photos and stuff. So it's fun.
I will say this, from the curvaceous and voluptuosity factor, you showcase all that with your photos and your overall being it. And Bella, before we close this out, I will say this, guys, check this out on LaundryFC.com, wherever you get your audio and video platforms for LFC. And much like the name of this podcast and my overall mindset, beauty, strength, and dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And Miss Bella Rockafella, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.